Hi, my name's Shada, and I'm going to be doing my persuasive essay on how humans are responsible for climate change. So, I thought that it was really good to inform people on how we are really affecting this. So, I want to notify the audience how climate change happens and the way humans play a big part of it. So, global climate change is something that has been going on for a while now, and I'm going to tell you how human activity is the main cause for it. Climate change has been talked about for a while now, and us humans are partially responsible for the things that keep happening. The atmosphere's temperature has risen 2 degrees Fahrenheit over the past 100 years, which may not seem like a lot, but it's with everything else that comes with it. During this time period, atmospheric levels of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide and methane have been noticeably increased. Burning fossil fuels have been one of the top ways that led to the loss of sea, ice, and the sea level rising. It also led to stronger storms and a lot more droughts. Overwhelming scientific consensus finds human activity primarily responsible for the climate change. 90% of climate scientists agree that human activity is extremely likely to be the cause of global climate change. Scientific organizations like American Medical Association supports that climate change is happening. It's found that only 24 rejected humans cause global warming. Humans also claim that they've seen climate change happen and they've seen the serious flaws in it, which comes from NASA. Also, rising levels of human-produced gases that are released into the atmosphere create a greenhouse effect that traps all the heat and which causes global warming. Gases released into the atmosphere trap heat and cause the planet to warm through a process called the greenhouse effect. When we're burning fossil fuels to heat our homes, drive our cars, run wherever we're working, and it releases the emissions that cause the planet to become more warm, which rises the temperature. Methane, which is increasing in the atmosphere due to agriculture and fossil fuel production, traps 84 times as much heat as carbon dioxide for the first 20 years in the atmosphere, which is quite a lot. We're responsible for at least 1/5 of the global warming happening set in 1750, which comes from National Geographic. Over the 20 centuries, as the concentration of carbon dioxide and nitrogen increased in the atmosphere due to human activity, and that is what warmed the Earth by 1.4 Fahrenheit. The ocean has absorbed much of the increased heat, with the top 100 meters about 328 feet, which is more warming than the Fahrenheit since 1969. Dramatic changes in precipitation, such as heavier storms and less snow, are another sign that humans are affecting global climate change. The water vapor, known as the greenhouse gas, uses that process as a positive feedback loop, which causes warming around the world. The higher humidity levels also caused the changes in precipitation. According to the report published by the National Academy of Sciences from procon.org, is saying that there have been recorded changes of precipitation over the lands and the oceans, and they're unlikely to arise purely due to natural climate variability. So up to 60% of the changes in river flow, there have been winter air temperature and snowpack in the western United States, which were human-induced from the 1950s to 1999. Also, glaciers have been retreating everywhere around the world, including the Alps, Himalayas, the Andes, the Rockies, Alaska, and even Africa. Satellite observations reveal that the amount of spring snow covered in the northern hemisphere has decreased over the past 5 decades, which is making the snow melt earlier in the year. Humans also caused global warming, which has changed weather systems and made heat waves and droughts more intense and more frequent. Also, the National Climate Assessment reported that humans cause climate change, such as increased heat waves and droughts that are visible every year. The American Meteorological Society found that the anthropogenic climate change increased by 10 for extreme heat waves, and globally 75% of all really hot days or when there's a heat wave have been due to human activity. A World Weather Attribution also ran a study to see the likelihood of wildfires, and it showed that raged across Australia in 2019 to 2020 by at least 30% since 1900s. There has also been a lot more acidity in the ocean water, which started from the Industrial Revolution, but this has been increasing in our waters by over 30%, which isn't good for the wildlife or the animals or anything that's growing in the ocean. So this increase is the result of humans emitting more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and hence more being absorbed into the ocean. The ocean has been absorbed between 20 and 30% of the total anthropogenic carbon dioxide emissions from the recent decades, so 7.2 to 10.8 billion metrotons per year, and that I got from the United Nations website. So to tie everything all up, climate change is a big issue happening that is not everyone can believe or thinking we have anything to do with it, which we do. The concentration of the GHGs, which are the greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere, is linked to the temperature of the Earth. Since the Industrial Revolution, global temperatures have risen. Over 2/3 are fossil fuels, and the other third comes from carbon dioxide. This is how humans have such an impact around the world and what's going on with us and how we can keep it going for even longer. Climate change is a big thing happening with temperature rising, ice melting, and even heat waves. Thank you so much.